Okay, so we are now in Kathmandu in Nepal, and on a clearer day you can see the mountains behind me, but it's a little bit hazy today, and it feels quite polluted on the main road, but it has been beautiful and we have been able to see out to the mountains. So come and join us for some yoga. Starting in the centre of your mat, toe mounds touching, feet in line. Inhale, arms come on up. Breathing up into your fingertips, reaching out of your rib cage, going nice and long. So really try and start your practice with some length through your spine, elongating through each side of your body. And breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. And just take a few deep breaths here, really focusing on that length and relaxing down through your shoulders, relaxing through your neck and your head. And then releasing your arms down by your side, interlace your fingers behind your back and draw them down and away from you. Lengthen through the crown of your head and have a look over each shoulder. Really moving through your chin. And then tilting from the hips, lengthening through the crown of your head and reach your arms up behind you so that you're sending your sit bones back, elongating and opening through the chest. And engage through your core muscles, bring your belly button in towards your spine. And then release your arms down towards the mat and slowly roll up, starting with your belly button all the way through to the top and shake it out. So come to the top of your mat, toe mounds touching, feet in line. Inhale, arms come on up. Into your back bend and swan dive down. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, forward fold, step it back with the right leg into your runner's lunge and really open up that lunge, open up through the groin. Rocking back and forth. And then the left hand comes in on the inside of the left foot and rotate through. And really lead with the top shoulder to open your shoulders. And press the back knee up, take a longer lunge. Try and really make a better position for yourself. And then rotate through, right hand comes down, left hand comes up. And rotate through on the other side. And then both hands come down, step the left foot back to meet the right in your plank position, lower yourself down, press yourself through into your up dog, loosen off at the hips, lengthen through the crown of the head. And just let your glutes relax. And breathe. And then lead with your hips into your first down dog, pedal out your feet. Make a better position for yourself, send your sit bones nice and high. Press your chest through towards your knees. Just breathe in your posture. So you're sending your sit bones high before lowering your heels down to the mat. Have a look towards your hands, reaching up through the right leg, step it through to the top of your mat. And open up through the other side. And then place the right hand on the inside of the right foot, rotate through. And then left hand comes down, right hand comes up, open up through the top right shoulder, open up through the hips and elongate. Imagine that you're being pulled from your front knee forwards and your back heel backwards. So you're really stretching out the posture. It's always active. And then your hand comes down, step your right foot back to meet your left in your plank position. Lower yourself down, press yourself through into your up dog. Loosen off at the hips, lengthen through the crown of your head. And then lead with your hips into your down dog and pedal out your feet. So pressing into each lat to open up the sides of your body. So we're aiming for length. And breathe in through the nose and out through the nose. And then have a look towards your hands. And you're going to reach up through the left leg into your three-legged dog and then bring the knee to the left elbow and back and to the right elbow and back. And to the left elbow, turn it out and come into your pigeon there. So you're aiming to try and get the front shin parallel with the top of the mat and really open up through the left glute. Doesn't matter where it falls, but that's just the aim. So you're elongating through the crown of your head to open up through your right hip flexors. So just reaching up nice and tall. And breathing. And then walking your hands forward and coming down into a relaxed position on your mat. So really opening up the glute on your left side and the hip on the right. Breathe, keep breathing. And then coming back up, walk your hands back up, put a bend in the back knee, and if you can, you're trying to get hold of your foot with your right hand. So send your right knee as far away from you as you possibly can and send your right hip down towards the mat. And then you can start to pull it in. And you should feel it opening up through your hip, through your quad on your right side. So you can press back into your hand with your right foot and then release and take it more into a stretch. So press back, breathe, release, take it further. Press back, breathe, release it further. Press back, breathe, release it further, and then let that go back. If you're struggling to do this, you can do this on your back and hug the knee in towards your body this way. So, from that position, tuck your toes under on your back foot and step the left foot towards the right and lower yourself down, press yourself through and then lead into your down dog through your sit bones, send them nice and high. And this time reaching up through the right leg and bring the knee across to the left elbow and back out. And to the right elbow and back out. And to the right elbow, turn it out and come into your pigeon on the other side. So exactly the same, you're trying to get your shin parallel with the top of the mat. So really pulling your foot making sure that you're getting a good stretch on your glutes on your right side. So find the compromise and then send the left leg nice and long, keeping it lengthening, lengthening, lengthening away from you. Come up nice and tall to open out, and really press that left hip down towards the right heel so that you're getting a hip flexor stretch too. You can even start to press your knee into the floor on the back leg. And then walking your arms forward and relaxing into your pigeon. And breathe. Don't forget to breathe. So it's still nice and active, you're not totally relaxed. And you should just find that you're really opening up through your glute on the right side. And then walking your hands up. And then put a bend in the back knee. Take hold of the ankle or foot with the left hand and pull it in towards you. So you're creating a stretch in the left quad. So pressing into the hand through your quad and releasing it. So use your breathing. So in, press away and release and come into the stretch. In, press away and release into the stretch. Press away and release into the stretch. And then releasing the foot down, tucking the toes under, step the right foot back to meet the left in your plank position. Lower yourself down into your low plank, press it through into your up dog, loosen off at the hips, and then lead with the hips into your down dog. And just easing off the posture here, try and find a great position for yourself. Opening through the shoulders. So the shoulders are nice and open, and what you'll find is you're really relaxing your shoulders into an open position. Nodding and shaking the head, there's no tension in your neck. And then reaching up through the left leg into your three-legged dog, step it through to the top of your mat. Right foot comes towards it and slowly roll up through each vertebrae all the way to the top. And shake it out. Okay, so from the top of your mat, toe mounds are touching, feet are in line. We're going to take our hands behind our back into a prayer position. If you are struggling to get your fingertips together and pressing the heels of your hands together, you can also take hold of your elbows. So, from that position, stepping it back with the right leg into about a leg length backwards, and then tilting forward from the hip. And just keep going as long as you comfortably can. We're trying to keep the hips square to the top of the mat. And breathe. And then rotate to the front. Feel more of a stretch in your inside hamstrings and your adductors, the inside of your thigh. And then rotate all the way through the other side. And back to the center. Put a slight bend into the knee to come back to your your samasthiti and shake it out. So exactly the same on the other side. You're going to take your hands together, take them into a prayer position or holding onto your elbows behind your back, and reach them up as far as you can. So you're trying to send the tips of your fingers higher, 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 and then relax your shoulders back and down to open through the chest. This time stepping it back with the left leg. So it's a nice long step backwards, and then send your hips towards the back of the mat as you tilt forwards. So you're squaring off your hips to the front of the mat. Just as long as you comfortably can. Feel the stretch in your hamstrings on your front leg. And really open out. So you're trying to get as much length in that front leg as you can. So you're reaching your toes away, but you're also sending your hip backwards. So really squaring it off with the other one. And then you rotate through. And then you rotate it back into the other way. And back to the center. Start to release some tension in the front leg. Step the left leg back to meet the other one. And release your hands down and get some blood flow into your forearms, wrists and fingers again. So we're going to go into a balanced posture. So coming to the center of your mat and toe mounds are touching. And because we've started working through the front of the quad and trying to release that, we're going to continue in the same vein. So going into dancer pose, which is totally apt because we're actually at Solace Performing Arts Centre, where they have a ballet school. So if you take your left arm up, your right hand out, and bring your right foot to come into your right hand. Okay, so you're grabbing the inside of your foot. And then you reach, 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 and that's fine to stay there as long as you're reaching through the tips of your fingers and pressing out through your knee. Or you can continue to tilt as much as you can. You want to try and keep everything in a compact line. So you don't want that back knee to go out to the side. You just want to tilt from there. So if I show you from side on. Tilt, 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 tilt. Find the place at where you lose your balance and stay there. And you kick out with the back foot as you reach forward. And then you come back out of it exactly the same way that you got into it and shake it out. So we're going to do exactly the same on the other foot. So take your weight across to your right foot, reaching up through your right arm and taking your left hand to the side to receive the foot. And then taking the inside of your left foot, reaching up nice and tall. Nice deep breath, rooting yourself down and tilt. And really trying to hold that posture with your gaze out towards your middle finger. So as you reach out, let your gaze go across the top of the fingers. Talk and balance at the same time. She says. And then when you're ready, coming out of it the same way that you got into it and shake it out. Okay, so let's go through that again to make sure that you've got it. If you do want to hold on to something just to steady your balance, you can do, and you can work on the quad component of it, or you can dial it back a bit and just work on the balance component of it. So that's equally fine. So, taking your weight across, to your left foot, root yourself down, reaching up through the left arm. Take your right hand out to the side. Knees come together, reaching up through the fingertips, pressing down through the sole of your foot to root yourself down. Inhale to lengthen, exhale to tilt. And kick back, kick back, kick back, let your gaze go long. Kick back, kick back, kick back to open up into your back bend. And then coming out of it, same way that you got into it, and shake it out. Okay, so if you're doing this video for a second time, you can join the two goes together if you wish, so you're spending longer in the posture. So rooting yourself down through the right foot, and then lengthening up through the right hand. Take hold of the left foot on the inside, reach through, breathe, inhale, go nice and long, and then tilting forward. And kick back, kick back, kick back as you reach long. Kick back, kick back, kick back, reach long. Breathe. Keep it active. And coming out of it, same way that you got into it, and shake it out. Okay, so coming to the top of your mat, toe mounds touching, feet in line. Inhale, arms come on up. Into your slight back bend and swan dive down. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, forward fold, step or jump your feet back into your plank position. And lower yourself down, press yourself through, reaching up through the crown of your head. Inhale here. And exhale, leading through your hips into your down dog. You should find that as the practice goes on, you should be feeling a little better. And just make a better position for yourself, or hold it. And just try and keep it nice and active. Always striving for a better position. Have a look towards your hands, step or jump your feet into a cross-legged position. And coming to the center of your mat. So, sitting there in the center of your mat, and just breathing in through the nose and out through the nose, so calming your breath, finding your calm after the standing postures. Okay, so again, we're keeping the theme of working through the quads to open them out. So we're going to take the left leg forward, the right leg up, and put a bend in the right leg. We're then going to take the foot to the outside of the buttock and the knees come together. So you're really trying to reduce, so keep yourself nice and compact. Okay, so inhale, lift to lengthen. Exhale to forward fold over that front leg. So you're really reaching for the big toe on your left leg. So really remove the fleshy part of your bottom to get your sit bone down, that will help you. If you're struggling with this, you can have your foot slightly out to the side. If you're struggling with the ankle, you can roll up a towel, put it under the ankle so it keeps it flexed slightly. And you can sit on a block so that it lifts you. So inhale to lengthen, exhale to fold. Inhale to lengthen, exhale to fold. Inhale to lengthen, exhale to fold. And then really walking your hands all the way up. And I'm going to turn side on for this, but taking your hands behind your tailbone to then into your back bend. So side on version, you've gone from there to your back bend and you're walking your hands all the way back, trying to get a bend into your elbows if you can. Tuck your pelvis under, engage through your pelvis, through your core to try and get that tuck. And keep the heel into the side of your buttock, knees together. If you feel comfortable, you can come all the way to the floor, and this is where the real quad action happens. So you can press with the top of your foot. If you're feeling more around the knee, press with the top of your foot into the floor so you make it active. So inhale and exhale, try and get a little bit further into that quad stretch. If you're feeling it more at the hip and less at the knee, or more through the front of the quads, you can then change it at the knee. So press your knee down into the floor, tilt your pelvis back so you make it more through your hip flexors and through your upper quads. So you're trying to take the arch out of your lower back. And breathe. And try to lose all the tension around your shoulders and around your jaw. You're not trying to create tension elsewhere, you're just trying to focus it in on where you feel that stretch. And breathe into that area, really bring your attention to that area of tension. And then slowly coming out of the posture, releasing the leg again very slowly because that knee's going to feel quite stiff, and release it out in front of you. Totally fine to feel it on the inside of the knee because we've been stretching those structures. And we're then going to come into it on the other side. So I'm going to stay side on but keep all the pointers that I showed you from the front. So bending the left knee up, the right leg's nice and long. You then take the left ankle to the outside of the left buttock and the left knee comes in towards the right knee. So you're sitting up nice and tall. Again, use blocks, towels, whatever you need to try and get a better position for yourself. Inhale to lengthen and exhale to bend forward over the straight leg. And aiming for the big toe, so try and get hold of your big toe with your peace fingers and thumb. Inhale to lengthen, exhale to fold. Inhale to lengthen, exhale to fold. Inhale to lengthen, exhale to fold. And then slowly roll all the way up, so you're taking pressure off the hamstrings and into the reciprocal muscle, so into the quads. And coming onto your elbows, or if you feel comfortable to, you can come all the way back into a lying position. So keep your pelvis tucked, remove the fleshy part of your bottom, and come down to the mat. So create some tension in the quad by pressing the top of your left foot into the mat and release and go further into the stretch. So press down into the mat through the top of the foot and exhale, release any tension from that area. Inhale and release the tension on your exhale. And again, if you want to go more to your hip and through the front of the quad than at the knee, use your pelvis. So keep your pelvis tucked and engage down through the knee. And breathe through it. Exhale, release that tension. Inhale to lengthen. And press and exhale to release the tension. Inhale, lengthen the knee away, press it down into the mat and release the tension. And then slowly coming on up, exactly the same way that you came into the posture, very slowly. And then slowly rotating the knee out so you're not getting any twist on the knee, and then for the cartilage. And just shake the knees out in front of you. Release through the ankles. Lovely. So, coming into the centre of your mat, I'm going to go into a nice twist. So, this time I want you to take your right leg under your left and your left leg over your right. So you're trying to get your knees lined up on top of one another. So really wrapping your feet around you. So into your cow face posture. And from there, we're just going to add a little twist, and then we're going to do the arms to our cow face posture. So take your right arm across your left knee and your left hand behind your tailbone. Inhale to lengthen. Keep onto your sit bones or onto a block and have a twist. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to twist. And then release it back to the front. And then this time you're going to take your left arm up over the head, put a bend in the elbow, get it behind the head or as far behind the head as you can, and then taking your right hand behind your back and trying to reach up your back as far as you can to grab hold of your fingers. If you want to use a strap or something so that you can join the gap between your fingers, you can do. And then try and come up into an upward sitting position. So inhale, lengthen through the spine, and exhale, try and find a better position for your shoulders. So you're really going to feel it through that right shoulder at the front, especially if you've got any shoulder issues, any rotator cuff tightnesses. And then release it down. Release your shoulders down. Let them go. And then we're going to come up out of the posture and cross our legs on the other side with the right leg on top. Or you can come forward, come up, keep your feet where they are, twist, and sit down on the other side. So this time you've got your right leg on the top and your left leg underneath. So really encourage that right foot round the side of your hips so that your knees really line up, and then press the knees down and sitting up nice and tall. So this time you're taking your left arm across your right knee and your right hand behind your tailbone, sitting up nice and tall, and have a twist. So inhale to lengthen and exhale to twist. Inhale to lengthen, exhale to twist. Inhale to lengthen, exhale to twist. And releasing it back through. You may be able to start seeing the mountains behind me, the shadow of them. So, coming back to the centre, and this time we're now going to take your right hand up, elbow behind the head or as far behind as you can, and then take your left hand behind your back, try and reach for your fingertips, grab hold and send them clasping behind your back. I'm just going to show you what that looks like, but stay in the posture, keep breathing. Inhale to lengthen and exhale to get further into it. So the left hand goes behind the back, the right hand clasps the fingers, and then you create a grip. Come through. Okay, so you really should start to feel it through the front of the left shoulder. Wrong leg, sorry. we go. And release through the arms. And now releasing through your legs. Shake them out in front of you. Really release through your knees. Where you've worked. Pedal your feet. Okay, and then coming onto your back. So we're going to hug the knees into our body and roll back and just have a roll back and forth. So rolling through your spine. There shouldn't be any corners in your spine, so there shouldn't be anywhere that you get stuck. Okay, this time we're going to go into our happy baby. So reaching through, holding onto our big toes with our peace fingers and thumb, and rolling back with our knees outside of our body and our ankles over our knees. Happy baby. Ananda Balasana. And just relax on your back here in your happy baby. And no one can be unhappy in this position. It really makes you smile. So allow your knees to drop outside of your body, ankles over knees. Just relax, feel the release through your hips, through your breath, breathe into it. Then releasing through the feet, bring your knees in towards you, give yourself a hug. And then crossing your left knee over your right, and then drop both legs over to the right side of your body. Keep your shoulders on the mat, and if you want to add a little bit more, take your hands behind your head and just open out through the pec muscles, through the chest. And breathe. So inhale and exhale. Try and twist a little bit more. So you're wedging that left lower limb down with the right knee. You should feel a really nice stretch down through your lower back and through the sling, so through all the muscles that connect the outsides of your body, the side of your body on the left side. And then bring your knees back to the centre, keep them crossed the same way, and then take them over to the left side. And now your left ankle is on top of your right knee. And you're really pressing that open. So what you'll be doing is opening up through your hip. So you should feel it down through your glute med, glute min, and through your TFL and ITB if you're tight through there. And then add that stretch up through the chain, open through the chest, and breathe. And then bring it back to the centre. Now uncross your legs. Bring your right leg over your left leg and take it across to the right side. So drop your knees down. And this time your right ankle is on top of your left knee, so you're opening out through the left side of your body. So you'll feel it through your glutes, through your ITB, TFL, your pocket muscle, and maybe into that hip through the lower back, really elongating through that side. And if you've got any hip hitching issues, you might feel it into your QL, which is where it joins on into your pelvis. So give it a little bit of self-massage there to release it off. Go nice and long. And hand behind the head. And try and get your shoulders back down on the mat. Breathing into the twist. Inhale. Lengthen through your body. Exhale. Keep twisting. And then coming back to the center, don't uncross your legs, keep them crossed exactly the same way and drop them over to the left side now. So now you're going into that lower back twist and you might feel it through your obliques as well. So the muscles that twist your body as you're unspiraling your body. Spiraling it the other way to unspiral the other way. You know what I mean? And we always like to finish our yoga practices with a twist, just to wring out all those muscles and really relax the body, set it up for the day ahead. And then bringing your knees back into the center. Coming onto your side, into your posture of gratitude. And just being thankful for the practice that you've just had. And coming up into a relaxed cross-legged sitting position. Taking a nice deep inhale. Releasing it through the mouth, letting out all the heat that you've built in your body. And then adopting a mudra of choice, so hands in the lap, hands on your knees, or bringing your index finger and thumb together, sitting on your sit bones. Take a nice deep inhale for your Om. Bring your hands to your heart center, up to your third eye, back to your heart center. Namaste. And thank you for joining me in Kathmandu. We have another one lined up while we're here. We're here for a couple of weeks. So we should be on the roof terrace on the other side of Kathmandu. And I'm sure you'll find it very beautiful too. Okay, see you soon.